everybody, it's Harvard lawyer Lee. We already know that Australia was pretty bad for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. After all, there was the big August 2015 fight. Johnny Depp got his fingertips severed. They differ over who did it or what did it. Johnny Depp says Amber Heard threw a vodka bottle at him and it cut it off with that. There was also the $50,000 plus in damage done to the house where they were living. But that's not the only bad thing that happened for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard in Australia, and especially for Amber Heard. Let's talk about that today because it looks like it's not over for Amber Heard. It's still continuing. Earlier in 2015, before the big fight, Amber Heard went to visit Johnny, and she took their two tiny little teacup Yorkies, Boo and Pistol, with her. The immigration form had a place for her to declare animals were with her, and she wrote no. She didn't have any animals with her, but she did. She had Boo and Pistol with her. Well, Australia has very serious and unusual rules about bringing even pets into the country. They have rules that you can take your pet, but only if you've applied to do that and if it's been quarantined for 10 days. That hadn't happened. Amber Heard didn't have permission to take the dogs, and they hadn't been quarantined. So there was a huge commotion about it worldwide. It was in all the newspapers as there was the drama about what would happen to the dogs. Would they be sent back? Would they be put down? There were lots of different variations and discussions. In the middle of all this, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp filmed an apology video. Now, this is going to be critical as the case down under goes forward. I want you to watch the video and I want you to think about what you're seeing and look for some of the body language. But first, let me tell you kind of what to look for and why we're looking anyway. Amber Heard in Australia pleaded guilty. She admitted she had filled out the form incorrectly. She had her dogs with her. She wrote no. There really wasn't a lot of getting around that. And the judge was very lenient on her. The judge gave her a $1,000 fine and she was released on condition of 1 month of good behavior. That's it. So now the question is, was that actually true testimony? And we're going to talk about a couple of witnesses now who contradict what Amber Heard said. But first, let's get into the video, the apology video. And I want you to ask yourself as you're watching, do you think Amber Heard was sincere in this video? So it's kind of over the top, like Amber is overacting as she talks about it, and you can see that pretty clearly in the video. She raises her eyebrows, overemphasizes her words to convey sincerity, which ironically has the opposite effect because it sort of appears to be over the top. But I want you particularly to note two things. The first one is that where she almost laughs, she has to duck her head and stop herself from laughing because she isn't really taking this seriously. And you'll also look for the raised eyebrow at the end when she says that protecting Australia is important. I want you to watch for those two things, both of which I think suggest she's not sincere. Let's take a look.
Australia is a wonderful island with a treasure trove of unique plants, animals, and people.
It has to be protected.
Australia is free of many pests and diseases that are commonplace around the world. That is why Australia has to have such strong biosecurity laws.
And Australians are just as unique, both warm and direct. When you disrespect Australian law, they will tell you firmly.
I am truly sorry that Pistol and Boo were not declared. Protecting Australia is important.
Declare everything when you enter Australia.
But it may be no laughing matter. According to Newsweek, a spokesperson for Australia's Department of Agriculture, Water and the Environment says that Amber Heard is still under investigation there for perjury, for lying under oath. Amber told the Australia court that everything that happened with the dogs was just a misunderstanding, that she thought Johnny Depp's team had arranged for the dogs to come into Australia. The Australian investigation first came to light in 2021, and Amber Heard played the DV card at that time. What she said was, "It's truly inconceivable, and we are confident it is not true, that either the Australian government or the FBI would embrace a policy of further pursuing and victimizing a person who has already been adjudicated to be the victim of DV. Of course, even if she had been the victim of DV, that's really irrelevant. A person could be a victim of DV and still lie on an immigration form. So those are two completely separate issues. But it's even harder now that she's had a jury rule against her for Amber Heard to continue to play that card, because the jury has found her claims were false. They had to find that in order to find for Johnny Depp on defamation. Falsehood was an actual finding that they made. So it's not clear what caused Australia to open up the investigation into Amber Heard. It could be that Johnny Depp's former manager, whose name is Kevin Murphy, testified that Amber Heard repeatedly was told that it would be illegal to take Boo and Pistol into Australia, and yet she did it anyway. He also said that Amber had demanded that he make a false statement, and he admitted he had done that. He said Amber also asked him to go to Kate James, her former assistant, and ask Kate James to lie under oath too. This case, the Boo and Pistol Australia case, happened all the way back in 2016. It would be very unusual to open up an investigation into a matter as small as this one was in terms of consequence, and so long after it occurred. But according to Newsweek, Australia says it is in fact doing that. We'll have to follow the investigation and see what happens. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.